This is Richard Bassett for Music 1010 Aubrey Shirts. I am presenting on John Cage. He was a avant-garde composer born September 5th, 1912 in Los Angeles, California. He studied music with the likes of Henry Cowell, Arnold Schoenberg, sorry if I mispronounced that, during the early 1930s. His father was actually an inventor. Cage was very experimental, being the son of an inventor. He was very experimental in his life and with his compositions. He had a love of listening to and enjoying his surroundings and the randomness of day-to-day life. Really, he came to regard all kinds of sounds as potential music. That is a quote that from him. That's something that he said that's really stuck with many people. It's resounded with a lot of people. I'm specifically going to be talking about his prepared piano and the sonatas and interludes that he wrote with the prepared piano. It's really interesting, the story behind the prepared piano. He used to work as an accompanist for the Cornish School in Seattle, Washington. There he would write and perform the accompaniment for different dance recitals, all different kinds of activities there. And he was asked to compose and perform for a specific dance. And he realized, they're going to need all the stage. I can't bring up a full drum set for this dance. I need to let them have as much stage as they can. And he looked over in the corner of the stage and there was a piano. So he sat down and kind of riffed a couple things, but nothing really stuck. And he wanted something that sounded really different. So he decided, you know what, I'm gonna get a plate, set it on the strings. He had seen a couple of composers reach over and pluck the strings with their hands and palm mute with their hands as they're composing, as they're performing. And he wanted to take something similar to that. So he put a plate on top, but as he was playing, it would kind of move around with all the vibrations. So he decided, you know what, I'm going to get some nuts, some bolts, some leather, some wood, stick it in between a bunch of these strings. That way it's constant and it won't be moving around, but it'll create that sound that I'm looking for. And he really enjoyed that. He found much randomness in doing that. Also found that as people would perform that, he himself included, each time that it was performed, any one of these pieces, it would be different because the setup would be a little bit different here and there. But in large, he really had a fascination with the randomness of sounds and involving that into music. There's a quote by Glenn Coach, who's a drummer and composer for the band Wilco. It says, "Freedom. John Cage communicated the freedom to rethink, to ask questions, to reinvent, and to trust. He rethought the traditional models of music. He put a focus on percussion, yes, like no one else, and therefore he questioned melody and harmony and all the organization of sound. He reinvented music by communicating that music is everything, all sound and silence too. He communicated trust. He showed how to trust and learn from the world that we live in, how to trust chance and the subtle cues that surround us every day. This is what John Cage communicated, freedom." And I agree with that. Freedom is everything in music. I enjoy music in my day-to-day life, and a lot of times we need to just stop and listen to the stuff that's around us and appreciate the beauty in randomness. All right. Again, this is Richard Bassett, and signing off with that.